Hello gorgeous peeps, I'm Chris from TechSpert, and this wee charmer right here is the all-new Kindle 2022, Amazon's most affordable e-reader and a proper dinky wee jobby as well. The all-new Kindle 2022 edition sports a compact 6-inch screen, which makes it smaller than both the Kindle Paperwhite and the Kindle Oasis. But despite what some highly critical and frankly rude people might say, 6 inches should be plenty to satisfy most people. And this fresh new e-reader starts from £85 here in the UK from amazon.co.uk of course, but that's only if you don't mind being served the occasional ad when you want to take a reading break. Otherwise, if you don't want any ads, and frankly who does, then that'll cost you an extra tenner to get them to bugger right off. But anyhow, I've been using the all-new Kindle 2022 as my full-time e-reader, so here's my in-depth review, and for more on the latest and greatest tech, please do subscribe and ding that notifications bell. Cheers! So the first question you might have is, what do you actually get in that lovely blue box? Well, you've got yourself one all-new Kindle, a quick start guide, which is essentially a waste of paper as it just ensures you don't mix up the charging port with the power button somehow, and then just tells you to follow the on-screen instructions. And tucked away in this little flappy bit, you've also got a USB Type-C charging cable. And I am very happy indeed that modern Kindles use USB Type-C, the same as most smartphones these days, not that god-awful micro USB, which is now pretty much defunct. And that is everything you'll find bunged in the box. And no, there's no power adapter stuffed inside there. I'm not really sure how they would have managed that, to be perfectly honest. So if you do want to charge directly from a wall socket, you will have to provide your own. Luckily, if you search for power adapter on Amazon, they've got absolutely dozens of the buggers. So let's start with the design of the Kindle 2022. And I've got to say, I am very impressed indeed with just how compact this latest model is. Besides the price, this is definitely the biggest advantage of the latest and cheapest model. I just compare it side by side with the current Kindle Paperwhite, and it's basically like watching twins with Arnie Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito. It's the perfect size for slipping into a handbag to keep you occupied on a long trip. I can even fit this thing inside of my jeans. That's how bloody small it is. And no, that's not just because there's plenty of room inside my jeans. This thing really is that tiny. That compact design also means the Kindle 2022 is very comfortable to clutches, where you can easily wrap your hand around the back end and hold it like so. And because it's so lightweight at just 158 grams, I found that the new Kindle is very comfortable to hold just above my face when I'm reclining in bed or in the sofa or whatever. I don't feel my pathetic little boy biceps immediately start to ache. You've got fairly chunky bezels surrounding that display, especially down here on the bottom, though at least at the edges this prevents your fingers from accidentally intruding on the screen when you are clutching the Kindle tight. You'll also notice that there's no physical page turning buttons here on the regular Kindle 2022. There's just the power button down below, you've got the USB charging port, and that's essentially it. Flip around to the back and it's pretty basic bog standard Kindle design with the big old Amazon logo there, and apologies for all of this mess. My Kindle 2022 review model came with this annoying sticker slapped on the back, which has proved impossible to remove, but thankfully this won't be on the actual retail models. As well as the black model, which I have, you can also grab the Kindle 2022 in denim. When I first got my review sample, there was a bit of a weight on that denim model, but that seems to have evened itself out a bit now. However, while this black model is constructed from 75% recycled plastics, the denim model is only constructed from 30% recycled plastics, less than half the amount. So basically, if you order yourself a denim one, you are actively hating on the planet. You'd probably go and curb stomp a dolphin if you could. You absolute fracker. And also take note that the Kindle 2022 is not water resistant, unlike the Kindle Paperwhite and the Kindle Oasis. So if you want to do some reading in a nice hot bubbly bath or a jacuzzi or whatever, well, yeah, maybe upgrade. So anyway, that's power on the Kindle 2022. Doesn't take very long at all to wake from hibernation, as you can see. And what you're presented with is quite a dinky 6-inch e-ink display. Definitely a lot smaller than other Kindles and most other e-readers, but I still find it perfectly fine for reading. With this here compact theme, you can still fit quite a bit of text on each screen, so you're not like constantly tapping the display to turn a page. And as always, you can quickly and easily change up the fonts just with a quick tap up here. As you can see, I'm on compact. If you choose standard, then that makes things a bit bigger. And that large font is pretty good if your eyesight ain't what it used to be, although get your poking finger at the ready because you will be turning the page every few seconds. And this ain't even as big as the text goes, because if you dive back into those settings, switch from themes to font, as you can see there, we're only on level 7. If you boost it all the way up to the maximum levels, level 14, those words are really big and bold, so hopefully easy to read even if you really do struggle to see close up. Now that ink display boasts a resolution of 300 pixels per inch, which is ideal for books with tiny text and illustrations. You can even read graphic novels on this thing. Just bear in mind that it is a monochrome screen. Of course, you won't get any of those lovely color pictures. Of course, if you are a fan of graphic novels or comics and such forth, I would highly recommend upgrading to the likes of the Kindle Paperwhite with that bigger display, because even though you can go through panel by panel, you'll just get a much more comfortable reading experience. Now, as with other e-readers and the other Kindles, you do have a glare-killing matte finish here on this screen, so no worries if you are reading out and about. It generally copes well with full-on reflections. This fierce studio light, as you can see there, no real problems. And of course, you can boost the brightness if you need to. The basic Kindle 2022 is front lit with just 4 LEDs, which is a fraction of the more expensive models, but that lighting does appear to be evenly distributed at all brightness levels. It's quite impressive stuff. I was expecting the brightness to be slightly uneven, perhaps around the edges and towards the center, but as you can see there, no issues whatsoever. Unfortunately, there is no auto brightness here on the regular Kindle. However, you will have to upgrade to the likes of the Paperwhite for that. So you'll have to manually change the brightness levels to suit your reading environment. It's no great hardship, to be fair, if you want to save yourself a few quid. And on that maximum brightness, again, this will easily counter any kind of bright sunlight or anything like that. Sadly, the regular bog standard Kindle also does not have any kind of nightlight feature to lower the temperature of the screen for a more comfortable reading experience in the evenings, but you do have a dark mode that you can swap to at any point like so. And this performs a similar sort of function. Basically, it does make it nice and comfortable to read even at night, even with all the lights off. And I won't spend time banging on about all the various other features and tools in here. You got all of the usual stuff, bookmarks, dictionaries, etc. Tap up here and you can jump to any chapter in the book. It's a pretty regular layout, and then when you want to leave the book and go back to your main desktops, just tap like that. And no massive horrendous shocks or anything when it comes to the main UI here on the Kindle 2022. Very similar to what you'll find on the likes of the Paperwhite. You've got fast access to all of your recently read books. Plenty of suggestions from Amazon on more books you might want to spunk up some cash for as well. Surprise, surprise. And then if you hit library down here at the bottom, that's basically all of your books that you've bought over time. And as you can see here, I filtered by my own books. If you tap this little button right here, you can change the filters so you can bring in books from the rest of your family. If you've got the old family sharing on the go, you can filter between books, and also Audible audio books if you've got some of those on the go. And then at any point, if you do simply want to jump into the Amazon Kindle store, just tap this little shopping cart up top. Quite often has to update, but usually only takes a few seconds, and then boom, you're straight into that Kindle store. You can browse all the latest deals and get even more recommendations. You've got 16 gigs of internal storage for all of your books that you've downloaded. So if you're just downloading standard Kindle books, then that's plenty of space. You'll be able to pack on thousands of those books and take them wherever you go. But of course, if you are also downloading Audible audiobooks, then that's going to take up more space, as will the likes of the graphic novels. In the time I've been using the Kindle 2022, I found the Wi-Fi connection's been absolutely fine. So browsing that store, nice and nippy, no hanging around waiting for pages to load for hours at a time or anything like that. The performance in general has been absolutely fine as well. Once or twice you'll maybe tap on a link and nothing will happen, and it'll be like, well, did it just not register the tap, or is it just thinking about it? But generally it's just because the screen responsiveness isn't quite 100% all of the time. But it is generally fit for purpose, and you can get a pretty good typing speed up even when you're using the little dinky on-screen keyboard that pops up when you're doing searches. And yes, it is that time in my Kindle review for the shameless bit of self-promotion. Oh, look at all these brilliant books that I may have spanked out in my spare time before I became a YouTube Look, this one here is completely free, and it's got 4-star review. Well, you'd be a fool not to download that one. And these books do download in just a second or so as well, so that Wi-Fi, again, proving its worth. Now, one thing I forgot to mention when I was banging on about audiobooks is the fact that you don't actually have a built-in speaker here on the bog standard Kindle 2022. However, you do have Bluetooth support, so you can quickly and easily hook up a pair of headphones. It's a very simple and straightforward process, just like connecting to a pair of Bluetooth headphones on your smartphone. And with that done, you'll be able to enjoy your Audible audiobooks direct through your Kindle. But what about the all-important matter of battery life? Well, Amazon reckons that with a full charge of the Kindle 2022, this will deliver up to 6 weeks of reading time, which ain't quite as good as the Paperwhite and about on par with the Kindle Oasis. Of course, that's quite a vague figure and never trust a manufacturer's estimates anyway, so I've been paying close attention to that battery percentage when I've been using the Kindle 2022, and I've been getting around 17 to 18 hours of reading time from a full charge. But of course, there are lots of different factors that could impact that figure. So for instance, I've been using it at a sort of medium screen brightness most of the time, but if you're out and about in bright sunshine, you want to have that brightness set to the maximum level. That's going to drain the battery faster. And then of course, if you've got a larger font than what I use, you'll be turning the page more often. That screen will be refreshing quite frequently, and therefore that's going to impact the battery life. But what you can expect is to go away for a full week abroad somewhere and read for at least a couple of hours a day and still get a full week's use from a single charge, at which point, once it is drained, just bung a USB Type-C cable in the bottom end there and that will power it back up again. And once again, I just like to express my extreme delight at the fact that it is Type-C and not bloody micro USB, because that's the one cable I always forget to take away with me. So anyway, that in a nutshell, folks, is the fresh new Amazon Kindle 2022. Under £100, just about, if you want to get rid of the ads. And I've got to say, I do really like that compact form factor. I really like the nice affordable price and the fact you've got all the main Kindle features chucked in there as well. It's a shame, you know, you don't get the auto brightness, the color temperature adjustment, all that kind of stuff, but those are just nice to have. You can definitely live without them if you're looking to shave a few quid off the cost. So that's what I reckon anyway. Are you tempted by the Kindle 2022 or maybe the Paperwhite or the Oasis? And don't forget that Kindle Scribe edition is just around the corner as well, which comes with a stylus bundled in there if you want to do lots of sketchy note-taking shenanigans. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. Please do poke subscribe, ding that notifications bell, and have yourselves a ruddy, wonderful rest of the week. Cheers everyone. Love you.